It was quite weird already, but it was sexy and fun.
Ronnie! Are you in there? I need a wee!
Stuff a cork in it.
I can't! Tough! Just let me in, please! Pretty please.
I knew everything that she was doing. She knew everything that I was doing. We did it a couple of times and we really bounced off each other well and laughed at the same things.
If you don't let me in, I'll have to go in the sink. And you wouldn't like that. It wouldn't be very hygienic.
Happy?
Oh, yeah.
It just clicked, chemistry, yeah. Lucky.
When Ronnie and Roxy arrived, the Mitchells were in a riot state. Phil had just seen his honeymoon period with Stella cut rather short. And poor Ben had been going through a living hell. So, when these two blonde bombshells breezed into Walford, they brought some much-needed colour into the Vic.
Surprise! What's their problem? We burst through those doors there and really took charge.
Who's single? Who's got a bob or two and who's just here for the ride?
Oh, I say.
It was such fun. And I remember coming in and saying this is more like a wake than a party, and of course it was Stella's wake.
Listen, show a bit of respect, will ya? It's a party, love. Why don't you loosen that knicker elastic and try cracking a smile?
You could see even the regulars kind of going, bloody hell, you know.
Who's Ronnie?
My sister, upstairs.
Another Mitchell. Just what we need.
And for the first, I think, 6 months, we played fun, sexy stories with them and got the viewers to love them.
Right, let's liven this place up a bit, shall we? Tequila shots on the house, starting with me. Get out.
Be careful where you go next time, okay?
Who are those two slappers?
Come on, gents, the pair's all very well, but for a penny more, you can have a threesome.
Flipping Ada.
Who are you girls, anyway? Ronnie Mitchell. That's my sister, Roxy.
Don't tell me there's more of you.
You're damn right there is.
Roxy's just impulsive, she's hot-headed, she does things before she thinks about them.
One was very much the controlling sister, very much the child that would have taken control when the mother left.
Ronnie, I'm soaked!
Oh, look, your legs do work, so you can help me with the clearing up after all.
You know what Roxy's thinking. You know, there's not much up her sleeve, but she doesn't really have sleeves.
Ready?
Hang on. How do I look?
Better.
You can love her into loving you, I think. Whereas, you know, try that with Ronnie and she'd probably hit you.
One of my favourite scenes was sitting on the stairs in Ian Bill's house listening to Jane and Ian have sex.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Come on, let's get that Bill machine into first gear and start revving up that engine.
Whilst gagging, laughing our heads off on the stairs. So those days, yeah, maybe we'll get back to those. Who knows?
At first, I think the audience were like, we love Roxy. Ronnie's quite cool, quite guarded. I'm not quite sure what to make of her, which was exactly what we wanted.
Hey, I thought you said you were going to be nice to me.
I lied.
What is it with Ronnie Mitchell? Why is she so priggish and cold?
And depending on her mood, can be either lovely or the sort of person that you'd like to drop off at a bus stop and not see again. It was a mistake, right? We shouldn't have done it, and let's forget it ever happened.
Something like that, yeah.
What if I want to do it again?
Then you'll be disappointed.
We held that for a long time, didn't worry too much about it. And then eventually that became intriguing, and at the point where it became intriguing, we started dripping in what the backstory really was.
The first sign, really, that all was not as it seemed in the world of the Mitchell sisters was probably that scene that we had in the nightclub of R&R where we had a great big fight.
Ronnie Mitchell, hey, the ice queen, heart of glass. Letting a man pull a fast one on her? Oh, the shame of it. You poor pathetic sap.
It was brutal, it was vicious, it was unfair, there were horrible things were said. You're going to throw yourself on the floor, are you? Bang your little heels, you're going to pout till you get what you want. That may have worked when we were kids, but it doesn't work anymore.
When we got to the end of that row, Roxy says to Ronnie,
"You wanted something of your own? Well, you had that, didn't you? Look what happened there."
and Ronnie goes, and Roxy realises she's pushed it too far.
Don't you ever say that to me again. Do you understand me? Not ever. Get off of me!
They become like animals. Something explodes and they're both shaking with it.
That was probably the first sign that it went a little bit deeper than sisters rowing, that there was some real dark secret there.
The viewers started wondering why she was so closed and so cold. And then we took everyone to the Mitchell week in Weymouth, when we finally met Archie, the dad.
When you first meet him on his home patch, you realise that he lives a very comfortable existence.
Well, you've done well for yourself.
You reckon?
I always knew you would.
When Roxy needs a bolt hole, when things have gone wrong for her in Wolford, we find her at Archie's place, and then Peggy and Ronnie go looking for her, and Archie comes back into their lives.
He was brought into the show in a very sweet manner. You didn't know any of this evil stuff about him, and you just thought,